The player that you're going to be in the next 6 to 9 months is going to be completely determined by your habits and by your schedule. And to be quite honest, most of you guys don't have a schedule. You kind of just go with the flow. So that's what we're going to be doing in this video, is breaking down how to build the ideal off-season training schedule so you guys know what you should be doing, when you should be doing it, and how you should be doing it. So by the end of this video, all you really got to do is follow the plan laid out in front of you and execute. Now, the very first thing we need to look at is the macro side of things. First thing I would do, when does my next season start? Put it on the calendar. How much time do I have? For some of you guys, that might be 9 months, it may be 8 months, whatever. Now, if your season just ended, the very first thing I would do is recommend at least 1 to 2 weeks off, no basketball. Get away from the game, let your body rest, and then you can use this time to start building out your schedule, planning. And then once that break is done, now you're highly motivated to go back and work your ass off, as opposed to coming right off the season and getting right into the off season. Now, looking at the broader scope of things, on average, so this is what your average player is going to look like, and then I'm going to talk about how we're going to adjust it for you. 3 days a week, small sided games. 3 days a week where we're going to be doing solo work. 3 to 4 days where we're going to be lifting, and 1 off day per week. So let's kind of break this down. Now, first thing you need to do is figure out, okay, what do I really need to work on? So the average player, we're going to go 3 and 3. Now, depending on who you guys are, say you're a practice player, you have all the skills, your shot's good, but second the game comes around, you can't really execute. You have a tough time dealing with pressure. You get kind of scared when the game comes around. Okay, we need to maybe go 4 days a week where we're playing against defense, 2 days a week where we're going solo work. Or if you're the other way around, where you really perform really well in games, but your skill is very raw, your shot's not really developed. Okay, maybe I get away from doing small sided games for a little bit, maybe a month, 2 months, focus solely on my shot. So I'm going to be going 4 days a week on my own, 2 days a week where I'm playing small sided games or playing pickup. Now, the next thing is 3 to 4 days where we're going to be lifting. Now, for some of you, it may be super important that you do that. For some of you, it may not be, right? You're already a freak athlete. You are taking care of your body. You're lifting consistently. Okay, you got that down 3 to 4 days a week. Cool. But for some of you, that might be something where, hey, if I can really improve my strength, my athleticism, my vertical, that's going to take my game to the next level. Okay, we need to prioritize that maybe a little bit more. And as opposed to going as hard on the court, maybe I need to go a little bit harder in the weight room. And then how we're going to really kind of combine the two, because obviously, as you guys know, if we're doing 6 workouts a week and we're also doing 3 to 4 lifting workouts, we're going to have an overlap. Now, if lifting is really important, I would try to do that on, say, your solo days where it's a little bit easier. Now, if small sided games is the most important thing, I would try to keep that on the days where you're the most fresh. So you want to stack your lifting days with, say, your easier days, and then your small sided games or whatever's most important, and you want to leave that on a day of its own, so that way it can get as much attention and focus as possible, and you're not tired from, say, lifting or from other things. And then the last piece is that off day. Absolutely crucial. Some of you guys are going to say, I don't need it, and you're not going to take it. I guarantee you, if you guys can take that 1 off day per week, schedule it, pick a day. For most of you guys, maybe it's Sunday. For some of you guys, maybe you guys want to do Friday. Whatever day you want, pick it and stick to it. You're not playing basketball that day. You're not training. You're not lifting. Give your body a break. The biggest thing with this is longevity. Most of you guys who are watching, you're going to say, screw it, I'm just going to work out 7 days a week. And then guess what? You're going to get hurt. Your body is going to force you to take a break. So you might as well just take it on your own. This is going to allow you to work out more intently, more motivated throughout the entire off season, as opposed to going hard for a month, then you get sick or you get hurt. So now I got to take a week, 2 weeks off, and then, okay, now you can get back to it. This is just going to allow us to have consistency, which is going to be crucial for both your body developing as well as your skill developing. So I know it seems like, hey, we're taking a step back, but in reality, we're going to take 1 step back to take 2 steps forward in the grand scheme of things. Now, the next thing, now that we have that macro, okay, we know what our weeks are going to look like, let's start to break down what our day is going to look like. So on the days where I'm going to be lifting and then doing a workout, or days where you're going to be doing your workout and then maybe doing shooting stuff at night, or maybe a practice, or maybe you have something else, the very first workout that you guys should be doing is what's most important. So again, like we were saying, hey, maybe for you, it's small sided games. That needs to be your first workout, or should be. Now, I know it's tough, not always ideal, but that's what we should be aiming for. Now, if the most important thing for you is to work on your jump shot, we want that workout to be first. The reason why is we're going to have it much more focused. We're going to have much more energy during that first workout. So we want to make sure that all of our attention that we do have, all of our willpower, all of our focus is going towards that first workout to get as much out of that. Now, your secondary workout of the day can obviously be something that's less important. Maybe for you, it's lifting. Maybe for you, it's just simply getting up shots to maintain that aspect of your game. So we just want to always make sure that we're prioritizing what is the most important and not as just what is easy or convenient. Now, the next thing to think about is how long are we going to be working out and when are we going to be working out? So obviously for you guys, it's all going to depend. Some of you guys, maybe you can't drive. You can only get to the gym once. Okay, maybe for some of you, you have a hoop at home, so you guys can get multiple workouts. Ideally, we want to be training 60 to 90 minutes, no longer than that. If you guys want to get 2 workouts in a day, maybe it's 2 basketball workouts, you're doing your small sided game, then you want to work out at night. Again, we're scheduling that first one. I would go 60, 75 minutes, and then, okay, we can do another workout. You guys can also do, say, micro workouts. So say you guys really need to develop your shot, 30 minutes in the morning, then I can get maybe another 30 minutes midday, and then I can maybe get my primary workout 60 minutes at night. So you're really able to get 3, 4 workouts, even though you're working out or training the same amount as everybody else. By being able to break them up and get mini workouts, you're going to be a little bit more focused. You're going to break it up, which is going to have variability and spacing, which is going to enhance our learning. So if you can break up some of your skill workouts and do, instead of training 2-3 hours at straight, I would go 60 minutes and 60 minutes. No longer than 3 hours of workout per day. And the reason for this is there's a rule called Parkinson's Law, which really just states that time is going to fill the void that you give it. If you guys say, hey, I'm going to train for 6 hours, you're really going to get 2-3 hours worth of workouts, but you're just going to do it over 6 hours, right? So give yourself a hard time limit. Again, with those workouts, 60, 75 minutes, and you're done. That's going to force you, okay, I need to put as much effort and time and energy into this workout so that way I can get as much out of it, as opposed to just, hey, I'm going to be in the gym, I'm going to do 200 makes. It's going to take as long as it's possibly going to take. Get in the gym, go hard, and then get out. One of the biggest mistakes people make during their off season is they string out these workouts to make them way longer than they need to be. They end up being exhausted. They have no motivation. Get in the gym, get out the gym, and then go live your damn life, right? When you can do that, you're going to get more out of your workouts. You're going to have more joy. You're going to have more happiness in general, which is also going to help your recovery and just your learning process in general. So that is at least in terms of what your workout should be looking like in terms of time frame. 45, 60, 75 minutes, no more than 90 minutes, and no more than 3 hours of training per day. If you're going past that, you're just point blank wasting time. You're not actually going to retain or learn anything that you're doing during that time anyway. Now that we covered all that, what should our workouts actually look like? The biggest key is 60% of your workout should be focused on 1 to 2 things at most. So whatever you guys decided, this is what I need to work on this off season, every single workout should be 60% focused on that. Now, a lot of players don't get better because they jump from thing to thing. They jump from workout to workout. They do shooting, then ball handling one day. Then they do floaters the next day. So they don't really get any better at anything. Pick your one thing, know what you need to work on, spend 60, 70% of every single workout on that consistently over time. That's how you're going to see real results. Now, obviously within that, we need to find ways to challenge ourselves. Now, if you're doing small sided games, okay, we're in those situations trying to learn those skills and utilize them in as many different situations as possible, and constantly adding ways to challenge ourselves once it gets a little bit too easy. Same thing when we're training by ourselves. Okay, we need to know what qualities, what skills we're trying to train. How can we challenge them by adding speed, by adding, hey, we got to make a certain amount of them, or we got to change the distance, or we got to change the area on the backboard we got to hit. There's always ways to challenge yourself, but again, we need to constantly be focused on that one area. And yes, it's boring. Yes, it's not necessarily fun, but you need to prioritize at the end of the day. And that's exactly how you're going to get more out of the time that you're spending. Everyone can be in the gym for 3 hours. It's all about what you get out of that time, not the amount of time that you're in there. So that's how you're going to gain an edge over your competition. Now, the next part of your workout, I would say 10, 20% can be a weakness where if you improved it, it would help. If you have a debilitating weakness, like, hey, the second you put the ball on the floor with your left hand, you lose the ball, you got to work on that. That's got to be maybe something you do as often as you can in your own time. But I would say 10 to 20% where, hey, I'm not really great going left, finishing left. Let me work on it. But I don't want to be too much where I'm spending 30, 40 minutes working on a weakness. It's not going to really derive much results for you in the actual game. So I'll give you 10, 20%. Then the other 20% can be things like shooting or supplementary work. So that way you guys can continue to maintain certain areas of your game or get a little bit better, but still focus on the main thing. And the next thing on top of this, which is going to be the simplest rule that you guys can follow in terms of building skill and working on these things, don't repeat the same thing twice. Just doing game speed reps at game spots over and over and over again is not going to be enough. The simplest rule you guys can follow is don't repeat the same exact thing twice in a row. If you're doing a shot or doing something, okay, I'm going to do a different thing on the next rep. Still focus on the same stuff, but I'm just breaking it up. I'm adding variability, I'm adding challenge. Don't repeat the same thing twice. If you can do that, that's going to enhance your challenge and just get you better over the long term. Now, you may not perform as well during your workout. You may not make 80% of your shots, but if you're doing that anyways, the workouts are too easy. You're not getting anything out of it. Now, the last note in terms of our workout is some of you guys may be saying, hey, I can't find anybody to work out with, so I can't do small sided games. I can't go play pickup. This is part of the grind, is finding people somehow, some way, gathering a group of people or paying to go train with somebody that can give you small sided games. That is part of the grind. Just saying, oh, you know, I can't do it. It's not convenient, so I'm not going to do it. You're not going to get better if you're not training with defense this offseason. Find a friend, pay somebody, go work a job so you can have money to pay somebody to play defense on you, or work a job to pay somebody to actually do small sided games in a training environment. You have to find a way to do that. You wouldn't say, oh, you know, I can't find a basketball hoop, so I can't get better. You would find a way. Oh, I don't have a basketball, so I can't get better. You would go find one, or you would make. It's the same thing in this area. Find a way to do it. If you can't, then I just don't know what to tell you. You're just not going to get as good as you guys possibly can. So if you guys watch all the way to this video, drop a comment. Let me know what your goal is for next off season. So you guys can come back to this video in 6 to 9 months, see if you actually did what you wanted to do and became the player that you guys wanted to. If you watched this video and you implemented, I guarantee most of you guys are. So if this helped you guys, hope you guys liked the video, comment, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. See you in the next video soon. Peace.